Hello, everyone. Today is Monday, April 21st, and this is attempt number 2. For those of you who are subscribers, I hope you don't unsubscribe, or maybe you'll just think this is funny because you know what this is? This is me trying to get it right. Okay, so here's what I'm learning. And I'm just learning, okay? I hope you'll be patient with me. What I'm figuring out is that if you have a really bad Wi-Fi connection and you're recording on Zoom, your audio, or maybe your video too, is going to suck. So what's been happening is I've been from time to time, or a couple times, my last couple of videos, a few of them, I've been using a compromised Wi-Fi connection. And by that I mean I've been at someone's house while one of their kids has been playing video games and sucking the life out of the broadband, which means that when I go to do a video, my audio has been compromised and I didn't know it, right? Okay, I didn't know it because I was so happy to get the video done and uploaded and being able to move on to the next thing on my list that I didn't listen to it until later. And when I heard it, I was like, what happened to the audio? And then I put and I realized when I do the videos in a certain location, when that person's kid is there on their video games, my audio sounds awful. Dun, dun, dun. Like I figured it out. Why didn't I figure it out sooner? I don't know. Because I don't have young kids anymore on video games, and I didn't put two and two together, but I did. And so the video I did this morning was at that house, and the audio stinks, and the video's already gone out. So for those of you who got that video, and for those of you who watched the last video, because I'm not going to take it down, I'm going to keep it up because it's a lesson learned, and maybe other people who are watching videos on YouTube, I'll put a link to the video below so you can see what happens when you do that. We can all learn together, right? No shame in my game. I'm learning, right? So when you do a video, if you're not using a quality Wi-Fi connection, even when it's recorded, it's going to stink. So I'm on a really high quality Wi-Fi connection right now. So this audio should be better. And I'm going to listen to it for a while before I upload it to make sure that it's better. But today is Monday. Happy Monday, right? Happy Monday, April 21st, 2025. I hope you had a good weekend. Yesterday was Easter Sunday. I had an awesome Easter Sunday with my family. I have a big family. I actually have, obviously, two sides of my family. I spent yesterday with my father's side, which was that's the bigger side. Actually, it's not bigger. It's just that there are more people living, and they live in the area where I live. My mother's side, most of them are in another state, so I don't see them very often. But on my father's side in the Washington, D.C. area, they are everywhere. And they all came to one of my cousin's houses, which is a really huge house with a huge backyard. So there was Easter egg hunting going on for all the kids. And sometimes in the Easter egg baskets, they put lottery tickets in the Easter egg baskets. I'm like, only in my family would they do that, right? On Easter Sunday for the children, lottery tickets. Nobody won anything, but I guess that would be nice. A nice way to finance your kids' college education if they won anything. But the children were so happy running around the backyard, and they had it all organized. Like all the kids had certain Easter egg colors with their names on them. So no child would get more Easter eggs than another child. How organized is that? So, one kid didn't get to go back there and scoop up all the Easter eggs because they were bigger or, better Easter egg finders than other kids. Like they would all go back there and get their color with their name. It was so nice. And the food, my cousin's wife, so there was food of all kinds, and it was just really delicious. So I hope you got to have a good weekend with people that love you and people you love, and I had a great time. Today, I am talking about the topic of success and leading yourself to success. The importance of leading yourself first. It's closely tied to success, which I talked about in another video a few days ago, but this is really just about leading yourself because you are your most important project. You are. Like nothing is more important than leading yourself. But it's so tempting for us to get hung up on watching other people. Like this is why reality shows are so juicy and why we love them, because we like to go see what other people are doing, and then we like to critique them and say, well, you should have done this or you shouldn't have done that. And we like to watch other people live their lives. And we always have input, and we talk about it at the water cooler, and we go out with our friends over dinner and we say, did you see that? And she did this and she did that. And I think a lot of times we get so distracted by that that we don't even lead ourselves anymore. We're just drift around and let ourselves just go wherever we go. And then at the end of a day, we're looking around going, where did the time go? Like, how did I let this whole day get by? And I can't even remember what I did. And that happened to a couple of days ago with a friend of mine. We were just sort of ending the day. We happened to be together, and they looked at me and kind of went, where did the time go? And it was like 8 o'clock at night. And I remember thinking, well, I'm tired. Like I had a great day. I did a whole lot of things. I looked at my list of things to do, and I had check marks by pretty much everything. Not everything, but almost everything. And I didn't wonder where the time went because I had spent the day doing all the things I said I was going to do. So I knew where the time went because I looked on my list and I was like, well, the time went here and here and here and here and here. I did all the things I wanted to do. So I knew where the time went. But she didn't know because I don't really know why. But that's my whole point, is that it's so important for us to lead ourselves first and not drift into the day just doing random things that come to us as we go. And of course, there are days that are sort of random, like when we take a day of nothing, like we just need a mental health day where we maybe don't even get out of the bed, or maybe we just do get out of the bed, but we don't do much of anything all day. We all need that. But most days should not be like that. Most days should be days where we get up in the morning and we say, this is what I'm going to do today. Because before I do anything else, before I look at anyone else's life, before I watch 5 hours of TV or roll all day long, I am going to decide what my day is going to look like, because I'm going to get these 5 or 6 things done so that at the end of the day, I haven't spent a day going, what happened to the day? Where did the hours go? I'm going to lead myself first. And this really requires us to actually lead ourselves first. Like I kind of picture myself like this, like make myself go in this direction, because if I don't, I will sort of drift in this direction. Randomly and organically, I will move over here where there's nothing but random TV shows and a whole bunch of TikTok dances and so forth. If I don't make myself go over here, I will slide over here. So leading ourselves first means that when we start our day, we put ourselves first. We put our priorities first and we decide what we're going to do. Because, like, how many times have you gotten up in the morning and said, today I'm going to do these 3 important things. And then at the end of the day, you haven't done them. You have the really, really strong and sincere intention to, though, but the day gets away from you. That happens. That should be the exception, not the rule. That should not happen all the time. And the only reason it happens all the time is because when we think of those things that we're going to do during the day, we don't keep those things at the top of our mind. We don't write them down, for example, on a piece of paper. We don't track them. This is a tracking list that I use every month. Things that I'm going to do every day are written down right here. And I put a little bubble. I color in the bubble when I've gotten them done. As you can see, there are some holes in here. I don't always get them done, but most of the time I do. Because at the end of the day, I don't want to say, where did the time go? I want to invest time, not spend time. And this is what leading myself first is all about. lead yourself first. Make yourself do the things that you want to do, that will lead to the goals that you have set for yourself, so that at the end of the day, you can say, I know exactly where the time went today. It went to the things that are most important to me. And at the end of today, I can go to sleep saying, I led myself well. And then maybe you can turn your attention to maybe leading other people. So, for example, I'm a mom. My children are grown. Um, and when they were younger and in my home, I spent a lot of time telling them what to do. You need to do this, do your homework, turn off the video games, get your homework done. Boom, boom, boom. Like, oh, it was exhausting. And they're hopefully will have children one day and they'll understand what I mean when what I meant when I was doing that. But now it's different. Like, I want to encourage them to do the things that they should do, but hopefully my influence on them has led them to be able to lead themselves first. And they're 21 and 23, and actually they're doing a pretty good job of leading themselves. Shout out to my children. You're doing a great job. Um, Hopefully, because of my influence and the influence of their dad and other people in their lives, their coaches, their teachers over the years, they're doing a great job of influencing themselves. And so if they ever need me to give them a kick, I'm there to do that. But they've got it. They're learning. They're still learning like we all are, but they're doing a great job. Now I still have to make myself do it. This does not come naturally to me because I do not like accountability. I do not like it. But I have learned that it's worth it to get up in the morning and make sure that I say, okay, Donna Maria, you are going to do these things today. You are going to make yourself do these things today. You are going to lead yourself first, so that at the end of the day, you can say you've done well at leading yourself first. You have done these things. And the other thing that's great about this is that if you lead yourself well early in the day, you'll have more free time as the day closes out. You can spend the evening relaxing more than not because you've led yourself well in the early part of the day. So the rest of the day, you don't have to be on the hustle so much because you've knocked things out in the early part of the day. That's a really good feeling. And so you have more discretionary time then to do things that you can have more choices to do things that you would enjoy more when you've led yourself well early in the day. And this is why I try to work out in the morning more days. That's the hardest thing for me to do. It's the hardest thing for me to do, to make myself do that. That's one of the hardest things. And so once I've done that, everything else is a lot easier. Maybe working out is easy for you and something else is hard. Maybe you need to do another thing that's hard first. There's a book by Brian Tracy called Eat the Frog First. I think that's what it's called. I'll try to find it and put a link. Eat the Frog First or something like that, which is basically saying do the hardest things first so that everything else is easy. You do the hard thing first, then you look at all the other stuff on your list and you're like, well, I've already done the hardest thing. Might as well do all the easy things now. So I just want to encourage you and see what you think about this too, because I think when you sort of put everything into this sort of framework, it's hard to lead yourself first. It's hard to do the hard things first. But once you do that, everything else kind of becomes easy. And life is easier because you get the hard things out of the way first. That's kind of how I look at it. Leading ourselves is hard. Criticizing other people and saying what they should be doing is easy. It's easy to sit on the sidelines and put your feet up and eat bonbons and say, they should look at them. They should be doing this. They should be doing that. But get into the arena yourself and get busy leading your own life. That is hard. That is hard. But when you do it, on the flip side of it, as you move forward, it makes life so much easier and so much more fun and so much more enjoyable as you get used to doing that. You are your biggest project and your most important project too. Get yourself done first, and everything falls into place after that. What do you think? And how does the audio sound? Is it better? I think I'm going to invest in like a lapel mic so the audio gets even better. Maybe I'll get a fancy camera too. What do you think? If you have any suggestions, let me know. All you fancy professional YouTubers out there, I'd love to hear from you. Tell me what you think about this topic, about leading yourself first, about you being your biggest and most important project in the universe, and also help me out with my tech. Have a great day, and I'll see you tomorrow.